not really much to speak about in the opening few games, to be honest. You can't really, it's going to sound cliche, but you can't really put a punt on where you are until a certain amount of games, usually 10, as they say. But Notts' record against Salford is abysmal. Played 5, won 1, lost 4. We've never beaten them at the Lane. We haven't beaten a Carl Robinson side in our last 12 attempts. December 2010, the last time we did. Physically, we got dominated by them last season in both games. So it's really important to see how much of an improvement we made in that department, as well as pace. Because we were missing both of them last season, and leadership was the third thing we were missing. But yeah, we do need to get off to a good start at home. Come on, Notts, come on, you pies. Let's do this.
Flat.
Yeah.
New changes from Newport, Keenan Bennett and Ollie Northern coming to the team, who replace Conor Grant and Callum Gordon. Nothing really to report on at the minute. I feel like we haven't really got control of possession as we probably have liked to. Salford very much competing in that department. I think they've certainly had more than us, but not many clear-cut chances. We've had a long throw. We had a really good move that ended up going out for a throw-in, and that throw-in didn't really cause much chaos. Apart from that, nothing really has happened in terms of chances. First proper chance for us there, to be honest. It was here Pender, a tame shot into the hands of Matty Young after what was a clear foul on Keenan Bennett, which wasn't given.
Potter and Dennis.
Told you.
45 minutes into our football at Meadow Lane this season, and one thing I will say is I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Are we a possession-based side? Are we trying to break the press from Salford by going long to Pender? I don't know what we're trying to do. We've not had much of the ball. I'm saying this. It says we've had 45% possession. I'd love to know where, because it barely feels like we've been in control of the game. Like, in possession, do we generally have a plan? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not being overly negative here. I'm calling a spade a spade. What are we trying to do? I don't get it. I've not seen a single thing all game that says to me I don't know what we're doing at all. Great goal. Great goal. Yeah, I never really spoke about the second goal. Salford for about the 20th time in the last 2 seasons figured out our press and capitalised on a poor trying to play out from the back, squared, and goal. Benny double sub now. Conor Grant and Jaden Luca on for Ollie Norburn and Matt Dennis in the 64th minute. Well played, Sonny Aldrifrey and Jaden Luca for that. That was good. Quickly getting it down the wing. Grant made the run to on the edge of the box. The ball eventually fell to Jaden Luca. He got his foot wrapped around it the second time. Oh, someone
Notts losing to Salford, what a surprise. Doesn't it always happen? Yeah, our record against them is just shocking. But then again, when you don't turn up for at least 70 minutes and barely create anything, what do you expect to get from the game? Thought it was a poor performance. After showing signs in the first half at Newport, I thought we were poor in possession. I thought that was the standout thing from the game, was that when we had possession, we didn't look like we we didn't look like we know what we wanted to do with it. Whether to play out to the wings, go through the centre, and from time to time there was, when Salford counter-pressed, and I must say Salford counter-pressed well, they did leave space in the middle, and we didn't exploit that. A lot of the time there was a lack of movement as well, and that can be the case. I can make that case to the second half as well, where Matty Platt has the ball at his feet and nobody's moving, nobody's running. I thought the 2 goals we gave away were poor. I mean, the first one, a free header from a corner. It's the basics, isn't it? Just mark your man, track your man. And it's just a free header, steaming into the box, bash, 1-0. The second one is just so annoying. It's a typical kind of goal that we would give away when we try and be too clever playing out from the back. But in this case, it's just a case of poor decision making. Kelly Roos hangs on to it for a little too long. I think it's Bennett's, and Aldra Free. I think it was Bennett's, or was it Cotter? I'm not sure. But they were quite clearly open on the right hand side, and he just keeps the ball at his feet. They're open as well. They aren't even being pressed by the Salford players who are focused their press through the middle and on the left hand side. And it gives it straight to Norburn, who is literally being pressed. I think it is Norburn anyway, and they have it easy. Squared, tap in, 2-0, and you know, I wasn't convinced by the recruitment, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we could have got better players for various positions in which we've recruited him. However, one of the recruits who has shown glimpses of promise in Jaden Luca did get us back in the game. I thought he did well when he came on. Some of the recruits have been alright. I think Pender's shown promise as well, but I think you've got to keep him in the centre. You can't play him further forward. I just don't think he suits an attacking midfield role. You've got to keep him in the centre with one of Palmer or Norburn. Palmer and Norburn, I can see why we tried to put more midfielders in, but we just didn't exploit that space that became available when Salford pressed. But I feel like you just can't play Palmer and Norburn together because probably a bit too similar. So I'd keep Pender in the centre, but that's just my opinion. I'm just a Notts fan. You know, I ain't qualified to do any coaching. When we did try to get it forward, it didn't stick. I mean, when the ball ran loose too many times, and all the time Salford just kept coming back all the time. I did say the counter press well, but we didn't do ourselves any favours because we were so poor in possession. It's just frustrated. I'm frustrated with the decision making at the minute with the club. I am. In terms of on pitch matters, and I feel like it's holding us back a little. I'm underwhelmed at the moment. If you've enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. So subscribe if you're subscribed, subscribe if you're new. Be safe, be champions, and as always, toodaloo.